everyone. Welcome to Stuff I Never Learned from a School Book. If you are looking at the bearded one, it must be Monday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific, 2 out in Hawaii. I believe there's still 2 in Hawaii. 6 a.m. tomorrow out in Indonesia and about 9 a.m. in Australia. Welcome, everybody. My name is Tom Springer, and I am the host of Stuff I Never Learned from a School Book, as you can see. If this is your first time, welcome to the show. If you are a repeat offender and a family member, then welcome back. Thanks for coming on. As you saw by my announcement that tonight is a little different. I did have a guest, but she was unable to make it. So it's just the bearded one answering questions, going to do some talking, open mic night. If everyone wants to jump on and they want to partake in this mad show, feel free. I will post, if you want to, I will post the links into the comments. I won't do that until anyone says they want to come in, but right now I do have that available. Otherwise, I'm just going to be talking tonight. God knows how long this is going to be. Could go a normal full length, or we're just going to kind of see how it goes. Anyways, let's say hi to some people. What's going on, brother? How you doing? How you doing, Kyle? Rosie, welcome. Miss Amber's World, hello. Old man Stewart, what's going on in Texas? Nicole will be here shortly. She is just coming back from one of her appointments, but you're a first timer, my ass. How many times can you say, oh man, see, I'm by myself, so let me go ahead and do that first because I know I'm going to get myself into trouble. Here, I'll just throw that up there. We know that you're not a first timer. You can't say that about anything, for anything too much more. So, like I said, I am by myself. So if you want to jump on with me and yap, feel free. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about kind of whatever you do. Live channeling tonight, huh? Not a bad idea, but I really hate opening up in my own house. That's kind of one of my ride or die type rules. Every once in a while it happens. Sometimes I just get notified way too much, and something just keeps talking to me, and sometimes I just got to open up and do some stuff. But tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about something I'm thinking about doing on a podcast, one of my podcast nights, which yes, I still owe tons of those, but I'm also thinking about, yeah, I know, Amber, I know those stupid boundaries, they get in the way. Whoever thought of those? That's just weird. And surprising, I have some. First of all, that's quite amazing. But in my own house, absolutely, I kind of got to do some things, especially with Nikki being sick. I can't let things get in and try to attack her while she's down. So I'm pretty protective of the house right now. Yep, the government did say absolutely no alien, no UFO, no nothing. Last week, the Pentagon came out with a formal report and said, nope, they do not exist. Well, that's just a load of crap because that's what the government says to the public out loud. We all know what they really do, what they really know, at least some of it, because we've all seen it and heard it ourselves. So, tonight, I think I'm going to cover a little bit about angels and dragons, their similarities and their dissimilarities. Yeah, that's actually a word. I didn't think of that one. Dissimilarities. It's been kind of, I've had other people ask me about angels and dragons. And I have my own thought process on this. I don't think I'm wrong because I think the stuff that I'm hearing from is actually my spirit guides and my angels and everything else. So I'm going to go into that a little bit tonight as well, what my thought processes are. You are more than welcome to put in your own 2 cents. If we have an agreement or disagreement, you know me, I really don't care. If you think you can twist my mind to think of something else, good luck. My mind's pretty hollow, so there's not much in there to twist around. Yes, that was actually me knocking on my head when you heard that. Hi, Zhang. How you doing? Zhang, for those people who will be coming in later or don't know, Zhang is my visitor that comes in and visits us from Indonesia. She pops in to say hi, and she's been with me basically since I have started this show almost 3 years ago. Now, Stuart, there's a fine line between youngster and toddler, just so you know when it comes to mentality. So just keep an eye on there. For those people who think I'm mean and type of things to Stuart and I go back and forth. So it's kind of fun. This is kind of how the show is. Um, Patricia, hello, young lady. How are you? I'm so glad to see that you're on tonight and you're going to chime in and say hello and visit us. Um, I thank you for that, Amber. Yep. I'm just joke when I say stuff about myself. I know words have meaning and everything else, but I really don't mean anything that I say negative about myself. I know, without saying as braggadocious and arrogant as I can, I know that I am a very good human being. I'm very welcome throughout the community, no matter where I go. So I if I say it, I don't mean it. So I'm pretty good about that. So, oh look, Miss Sarah's chiming in. Hello, Miss Sarah Sophia. Um, so again, tonight I'm kind of looking at angels versus dragons, or angels and dragons. I don't want to say versus because then you're kind of looking at it in a negative connotation, which I will touch on. Um, so I'll continue to say hi to everybody as they roll in, but I'm going to kind of start my thought process is. So someone once asked me, actually a handful of people have now asked me, what are my thought processes on angels and dragons? What is the differences? What are the similarities? There's Nikki chiming in. She's about to drive home, so she'll pop in and say hi to everybody. Please try to be patient with her. She's driving for quite a ways, and she will not answer you when you start typing. It will be a while because she has to get home first, and she will not text and drive. That's one of our big things too, is we try to avoid that at all possible. But so a lot of us have an understanding of what we believe to be angels, and a lot of people have an understanding of what they believe to be dragons. And in Western philosophy, depending on who you look at or who you listen to, angels are good beings. Angels are there to help us. Angels are there to protect us and everything else, which I absolutely believe. Dragons seem to have a different connotation. Such as if we look at Revelations 12. I'm doing a little religion here, but in order to get my point across, I'm going to touch on some of this. Revelations 12, when it talks about the three angels forcing the dragon down underneath the clouds because they're protecting the woman clothed in the sun. That's actually from Revelations 12. They are identifying the dragon as devil or as Satan. So, in Christian beliefs, dragons are evil. The way they're portrayed a lot of times, hi Sylvie, the way they're portrayed at times, they are seen as evil. When you look at some of the movies that are out, or you look at some of just the ways they're depicted anywhere, they're seen as evil. Well, that's not always true. Norse, if you know the Norse mythologies about the three great dragons, they're all kind of seen as negative, but they can be used in a positive way for what they stand for, what they do. And then Asian belief is a little different. Asian belief reveres dragons. And there are a couple other nationalities or ethnicities that revere dragons as well. And everything I've been doing on my research, when I look at it, I see a lot of the fact that if you get under all the modern connotations of what's going on with dragons and angels, they follow along the same lines. I did write some stuff down simply because I didn't want to forget some of this stuff. But like when we look at the blue angel, Archangel Michael, he's a protector. We know this. Well, the blue dragon is also protection. He's seen as protection. And this is where I live in. I live in the fact that the dragons and the angels have so many similarities for what their colors are and what they mean based off of what we see them as. So angels, we know, like the blue, the white, the green, the red, all the different archangels and all the different seraphims and everything else. But no one really knows about the dragons. Well, Raphael, Green Angel, is seen as a healer, while as the Green Dragon is actually seen as life, death, and rebirth. So he's also there as a healer. And I say he in a general term for dragons because a lot of people portray them as dragons. So forgive me if I'm just using the general term. Excuse me. The Red Angel is wisdom, light, and truth, whereas the Red Angel and the Red Dragon is love, joy, and fertility. The Gold Angel is an angel of beauty. The Gold Dragon is prosperity and wealth. The White Dragon is purity, harmony, and holiness, whereas the White Dragon is holiness and purity. So you can see there's a lot of similarities if we start going through time. And I had to kind of do a lot of deep searching, reaching out to some different books online, some different people that I spoke with, some different just people across the world when I was asking these questions. But it does seem like the here in the States, in the Western European countries, everything else, it really is a connotation that dragons are mostly seen as a negative, or dragons are mostly seen as bad. but I don't believe that. They must have gotten that tag for some reason in the past. I'm not 100% why, but for a lot of places, they still believe, which I think was all the way back in the ancient times, that dragons were actually seen as a force of good, or a force of being needed for something in one way, shape, or form to help us. Like I said, Norse kind of does a little different. If you go through, when you go through some of the Norse mythology, like I said, with Odin and Thor and everything else, and they talk about the 3 great dragons they have, they're all seen as very negative, but they portrayed them as fighting the gods. But if you broke them down as individual dragons and saw what they were, you could see how they could be a positive thing if they were not fighting gods. But that's just how they were portrayed. So Amber, yep, she says, I felt so much protection and comfort when I had my dragon experience. A lot of people have recently came to me and spoke of they're seeing a lot of dragons now. They're getting experiences with dragons, white dragons, blue dragons, green dragons. It doesn't matter. But a lot of people are saying, hey, I'm seeing dragons now instead of angels. What am I supposed to interpret that as? And I don't have the pure answer for that, but my thought process is you are more relevant in how you see a dragon than how you picture an angel. So a lot of people will see their angel in the form of a dragon. Hi, Jeanette. How are you? Hey, Jason. What's going on, brother? So maybe that's how your angel is appearing to you, is in the form of a dragon, because that's what you're familiar with. Absolutely, Stuart. I am not going to deny that at all. The angels can be fierce like a dragon when they are protecting things. Absolutely. I spoke of that when I initially talked about Revelations 12, when they were forcing the dragon / Satan / the devil down underneath the clouds to protect the angel and the angel in the clothing of the sun, or the woman in the clothing of the sun. But I also know that they will protect us if we call upon their help when we are investigating and such. Hi, Kathy. How are you? I know that a lot of times we will, as investigators, call upon the white light or call upon the blue light to protect us. Whatever we do, a lot of people will call upon their angels or to help protect them, or to help support them, or to help heal them, or something of those lines. But it's just, I don't know. Again, I always say I'm new, so just bear with me on my knowledge base. But a lot of times, well, just very recently, I'd probably say in the last 3 or 4 months, a lot of people have been approaching me about dragons. They didn't in the 2.5 years before that, but just recently, the last 3 to 4 months, they're bringing up angels to me, or dragons to me. They're saying, I'm seeing a dragon, but it really seems like it's very comforting. Or it seems like when I'm in need of something, if I'm feeling I need protection or something of those lines, when I fall asleep or whatever happens, a dragon comes to me. Why not an angel? Well, maybe your mind is just portraying that angel as a dragon. I can't say if that's 100% true for everybody, but I believe the associations between those two are very similar. Not always what we portray or we get portrayed to us in movies and books and anything else. So anyone has any opinions on those, feel free to jump in. If you want, now that there's a handful of people that come on, if you want to come on the show and talk, I will be more than happy to post the StreamYard link into the comment section so y'all can come on and talk. Jason posts, my girl goes from angel to dragon to angel within 30 minutes. She always ends up an angel. Yes, I believe that is my belief, is that the dragons you are seeing are literally angels that people are feeling around them. It's simply something that that I think your mind turns to. Is you're like, my protector is fierce. My protector is if you're looking for something along those lines. My dragon is my protector, or my angel is my protector angel. Well, the fiercest thing your mind will come up with is a dragon. So I think that's why it's portrayed to you as a dragon. And it mostly seems to me to be the healing dragon, so green, it's just like Raphael, or the blue dragon, the protection of Michael. People see as a blue dragon. The white, I haven't really had too many people talk about the white dragon coming to them, the purity dragon, the holiness dragon. But it does. I mean, it's. I don't know why people wouldn't if that's what their belief is that they're looking for just purity within themselves and everything else, and their mind comes up with the dragon. Well, that's going to be a very peaceful, calming type of dragon to come to them. It's going to basically tell them, you are protected. I'm going to keep you pure. I'm going to keep you holy. Here's how I'm going to do my protection. And I know that a lot of people, like I said, when they do investigations, they ask for a white light to protect them, to surround them. That's the color of their bubble. Or when things go sideways. We used to work with a team, and we had a person on our team we called the preacher. And whenever things would go a little sideways, he would always call on the power of the white light. So maybe that's just how people are portraying it in their subconscious, as they're seeing him as the dragon. So Amber is saying, when I saw the dragon, it was on top of my Jeep, curled up sleeping. This was the exact time I had just had an experience with a dogman creature. I think he was protecting me in a hostile situation. I believe so. Was your dragon a blue dragon when he was sleeping, curled up on top of your Jeep? My assumption is that it's going to be a yes if he was there to protect you. But again, it could have been white to help reflect out the negativity of the dogman. But that's my big kick lately, and that's the one that I'm actually going to do a podcast on, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to reach a lot of people with that. Hi, Ingrid. How are you? Welcome to the show. Outside of that, we can kind of talk about anything. Nikki and I were supposed to go on an investigation recently, but we had to postpone it, and it was going to be with Dustin Perry. Oh, that's right. I remember this conversation because you're going to get a full-grown here shortly. Yes, greenish blue. He's a baby too, still big for the baby. But yes, you are going to get that baby dragon is going to show up as a huge full-grown dragon very shortly, just so you're aware. I remember that conversation. I remember that dragon talking to me. Yes, that's also how I see them. I don't know if it's Angel talking to me and I see them as dragons as well when someone mentions them as dragons, but I actually have this conversation. And normally I can tell you if you're going to get your own dragon / angel that's going to be with you. It may not be a full-on archangel, but it will be someone there for protection. We always have our angels around us. We always have our protectors around us. But lately I have seen a lot of people, when I talk to them, they have an angel that walks with them. An actual angel, whether it be a lesser angel or whatever else, it's still an angel, and it is there. I know that Patricia is on here, Patricia McDowell, and she speaks to angels all the time. And I had her on my show a while back, but she is a fantastic listen to. If you guys ever get a chance to go read anything that she puts out there or hear her talk. Yes, Amber, that one is yours. All yours, absolutely. As I cuddle a 2-week-old puppy right now, just know that your puppy has to make room for your green blue dragon. So yes, the dragon will, so in a greenish blue state that she has with her baby dragon, it will go to one color. That will be her primary either healer or protector that she will have. Yep, there's Patricia just on cue. So yep, she has, like I said, she's been on my show. She talks about angels, and it is very in-depth. It is very engaging. It is very entertaining. So if you get a chance to go talk to this lady right over here, Patricia McDowell, or read anything she does, then get that opportunity to do that. Jeanette, how can I tell about my angel or who my angel is? Normally, your angel will approach you through dream, or it's normally through dream. Most of the times, people recognize their dragon, and it doesn't need to be dream. It can be vision, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, however you want to identify it, you can identify it that way. But most everyone I've talked to, they've had a vision, they've had an epiphany, they've had a dream, they've had something that's identified, that they have been presented with their own personal angel or dragon or whatever you want to call it. The good news is that they're with you when you need them. And if you just need, most people's, not everyone starts out as a baby dragon, as Amber's did. Amber just got a baby dragon. Sometimes you will get someone else's dragon who is no longer using that dragon. Maybe they passed on and they have gone up to the white light or whatever else you believe, but they are looking. They are out there. They are there to help us. Now know that is not your only dragon. You will have the one primary dragon or angel. I'm going to say dragon because that's kind of what I'm talking about. But if for some reason something happens and something is going on, and that angel, dragon, whatever, is not the primary to do that job, it will in turn call in assistance as long as you have already asked for assistance from your angel or your dragon. Remember, angels cannot just step in and magically do things on their own. You actually have to ask them to intervene. Otherwise, they cannot and they will not. That is your free will by not asking that question or not doing that, or by not making that statement. If you don't bring that in and say, "Hey, I need assistance, I need help, I need whatever," they're not going to pop up. That's not how it works. You actually have to ask for assistance. You have to ask for help. You have to ask for guidance. But if for some reason, like I said, maybe Amber has her dragon and something else approaches it or something else, and she says, "I need help with this." But if she physically asks for it, she says the words out loud, and it is not something that her dragon or her angel can do for her, then it will in turn call one that can assist. It is not just a one and done type of thing. So I think Nikki sped. You're right, Stuart. That wasn't a long drive. I think she sped. So Nicole popped back in. Amber, that's on Charlie Ann. She knows she has one coming. So if she hasn't got her dragon yet, that's on her. Tell her to sleep heavier or something. I don't know, but I told you she was getting hers. So she needs to work harder at bringing that one in. I think there's a touch of I don't want to say doubt, but just not. Maybe she just doesn't need her dragon yet. Maybe it just hasn't been. Nothing has happened when that she has required her dragon to come in at that point. I'm not sure why she hasn't. I don't know why people do and don't get their dragons. I think it's when you ask for one, or I think it's when you need one will appear and then it stays with you. Hello, Miss Debbie. How are you? Welcome to the show. And like I said, I'm just kind of, see, that's where it is. I thought she had that little hesitation. She doubts herself and her magic all the time. Now, everybody who does not know, Amber has also been on my show before. And afterwards, I have had the pleasure of meeting her daughter, Charlie Ann. And when I do see her and I do talk to her, whenever I am online with Amber, I normally try to reach out to Charlie Ann as well and speak to her. When she came into my view, I can instantly tell that she has abilities. You know, some people, you just can see that radiance out of them and like, whoa, that's a powerhouse. That's kind of what I see with her, but she just hasn't developed it. She just doesn't trust herself yet. It's going to come with time. It's going to come with patience, but it's just something that and she needs to stop being lazy about it. I'm already lazy enough for myself. But I know that it's not really that she doubts herself. It feels that she does doubt herself, but she's also very lazy. She doesn't try to make sure she's using it. And I know, Amber, I'm right. You can't tell me I'm wrong because I know I'm right. So you have to talk to her about that as well. If she wants to get rid of the doubts, if she wants to get rid of the hesitations, she has to start believing in herself. We can believe in her all we want, but until she starts believing in herself, it's not going to happen. I can lead a horse to water, but you know how that goes. So yes, talk to your daughter about that. Debbie, we are fine. We are, as you can see, I'm kind of a solo person tonight. For anyone interested, I did put up my blue-eyed white lion behind me as my background. That is my spirit animal that has presented itself to me more than once now. So I just decided I would represent with my blue-eyed white lion behind me. So let's see. Absolutely, Patricia, you are with friends. You're not even with friends. You're with family. Come on now. We know this. My audience is known as my family because y'all are absolutely fantastic, support and love all the time. So, and I love y'all being on here. You're just letting me chat away, and that's your fault. So that's your problem. Rosie, well, I guess I don't have one. I've neither seen one, but I always, every morning, ask Michael to protect me, my family, and my home. Well, Rosie, you may have that angel that's with you all the time. Like I said, not everyone sees it as a dragon. A lot of people see them as angels. I am telling you, if you are trying to say that you don't have an angel, you are mistaken. You may not have seen your angel yet, but you definitely have an angel. In fact, I can tell you that you have more than one angel. So you're asking Michael for protection for you and your family and your home every morning is fantastic because you are saying it out loud, and you would know. So you're doing what you need to by saying it out loud and asking for the protection, asking for the help. But I can tell you right now, absolutely, you have more than just one. You just have not seen it, but they're doing the work. Let's see who else we got yapping in here along with me. Oh, there's Miss Janessa. Hi, Janessa. Welcome back. So for those people who watched last week's 2 weeks ago on the 26th, this was my guest, Janessa Finley Ford. Absolutely wonderful soul. So she's popping in to say hi, which I'm very happy for. So hi. Jeanette says, I would love to know my angel or angels. What is one thing that I could do to see my angel? Again, I really do believe that your angels or dragons, whatever you want to see, will come to you in a vision or a dream. If for some reason you ask for them and you do not believe you are seeing your angel, it is still there, or angels. Not all of them just readily go, hi, here's my wings and here's me. I'm awesome. How you doing? That only happens for Patricia McDowell. For the rest of us, I see them in visions. I see them in my dreams, but I also really pay attention to the signs that are around me. Remember, not only loved ones are ones who will give you signs. Angels will also identify signs that they are around you. Just because they are around you does not mean they're going to present themselves to you if you don't. Even if you ask, hey, just make sure you're protecting me, make sure you're protecting my family, make sure you're with me during this. Whatever I can do, they're not going to just say, poof, here I am. But you also got to look for the signs. It's just like anything else. Family members, loved ones. Rosie, you may very well be slower in English. Hold on, let me back up. Okay. You may very well be visited by squirrels. I don't know. Maybe that's your sign. So maybe that's how it works. What do you mean what, Patricia? You know what I'm talking about. And yes, Jason, they're not they don't have that that other steward. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. No, they're not going to do that for you. They're going to go ahead and enlighten you that they're there as long as you're looking for the correct signs. Once you envision your angel, it will stand out to you. You will identify who your angel is. Like I said, it may not be one of the major archangels. It just may not. Not everybody has that luxury. I don't have that luxury. But once you see it in a vision, once you see it in a dream, and you recognize it, you'll be like, oh, that is what is with me at all times. And then you'll start asking for that assistance from it. You'll start saying, this is who I'm with. This is what I'm asking for. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for being with me, and so on. Again, not everybody gets to see their angels. or they're dragons, however you want to identify it. And that's what I was wondering, Rosie. Sorry. You mentioned up here that you have an angel but not a dragon. And like I said, they're interchangeable to me. If you're not having a dragon, it's simply because you already know who your angel is. Some people don't see angels, they only see dragons because that's what their mind sees. Their dragon is basically their angel. It's just coming to them in a separate form. But it's all the same thing. I know that for Norse mythology, Celtic mythology, yes, they are two totally different things. For people who don't know this, oh my goodness, please get your facts straight. And other type of Scandinavian mythologies or that type of area, a lot of their beliefs are in the dragons. They don't have the angels. They have the dragons, and they also have a lot of just like those of us who are Native American, indigenous people, whatever else. We also have a lot of beliefs in the environment. Everything, all of our gods come from the environment, wherever else we want to say. That kind of falls along the same lines too. So it just depends on what your belief system is, what you expect to see, what you want to see, if they're going to present themselves to you or not. So I'm not saying anyone has a right answer. I'm not saying anyone has a wrong answer. Actually, I'm saying everybody has a right answer if that's what you believe. But nobody has a wrong answer. So let me get that out there best way I can. Debbie says, I asked them to show themselves once when I was smoke scrying outside under the full moon. I got some absolutely amazing photos of them at night. Absolutely. Like I said, some of them are like, yep, we're good. We're going to go ahead and pop up, show you what we look like. We're there. Some of them will be in dreams. Some of them will be when you're actually meditating. And you'll just see it. Some people, I know a lot of people that will meditate into a flame, and they will see it in the flame. So just know that there's no right or wrong way to get it. I just know that normally it portrays itself through vision or through sleeping. All right. Stuart, absolutely. I think so too. I think she's got like 3 or 4 of them in the shape of giant squirrels coming at her. Bo, yep. I've always got a lot of beings around me. Absolutely. Now, whether it be angels, whether it be just spirit, whether it's your spirit guides, we all know that we have those that are with us pretty much at all times. Loved ones are with us a lot. So there's a lot of different beings, best way to say it. Energy is even a better way to say it. That's how Janessa would say it. There's a lot of energy beings that are around us at all times and are helping us move along, basically move through. You guys are typing fast. They will. Debbie says they will if you ask for them and stay open to receiving the signs. Correct. Absolutely. Again, not all of them will show up just as she got hers through smoke. If she was not using the smoke scrying, guess what? She probably wouldn't have seen them. She had something else to give her that sign that it was there. Again, a lot of things happened in signs. Amber, I believe something huge is coming soon with Native Americans. I had some intense visions 2 nights ago. Again, like I said, up above me that you can't all see is my StreamYard link, but I am more than welcome to share it, post it out here on comments if anyone wants to come on blah, blah, blah with me. That's your option. But yes, there's been something in the air for Indigenous persons as well. I think they're about to win a huge fight that they've been fighting for a while. Unfortunately, it's kind of through the politics and everything else. And for everyone else who's seeing it as politics, they're seeing it as lifeblood. They're seeing it as their past. They're seeing it as what is rightfully belongs to them. And I think they're going to have a huge win as well somewhere down the road. Sorry. Jason says they tend to present themselves the way they should, embrace every experience. Absolutely. Thanks for that, Jason. Like I said, they're just going to show up how they want. But you have to be paying attention for it at all times. It's not something that like I said, not everyone is going to show up with the angel wings and the beautiful robes and everything else. Some may not look too friendly. But don't doubt that it's an angel. They may be showing you how they will protect you, and the fierceness with when they hold when they're going to be doing that. So don't think that everything's going to show up all pretty and flowy. In fact, again, I keep referring back to Patricia McDowell. She sees them in all different shapes and forms. She sees them as some very tall, 10-foot beings with large hats and all dark and stuff like that. So she sees them in all different forms and formations. And there's multiple different, I don't want to say uses of angels. That's the wrong word, but basically, and even jobs is really the wrong word, but roles in which the angels play, not just for healing, not just for protection, not talking just archangels, but there's other roles that the angels play. Some are just watchers. Some are, I don't know. Like I said, I might have to get Patricia back on here so she can talk more angels in depth. But she has, like I said, she is fantastic to have on here. So I'll have to think about that one later on. Janessa, sorry it took me so long to get to the comment, but there's a lot of comments before you. Janessa says, fascinating. I'm very connected to angel energy. And several years ago, I went to a guided meditation that involved connecting with a dragon. This gives that meditation such a greater breadth of meaning. Good. I'm happy. I'm happy this help kinds of ties it in, because this has been something that I have, someone presented to me a while ago, and I have not been able to shake this belief that they are one and the same. It's just how we perceive them. And I'm happy that a lot of the research I have found and what I'm seeing by a lot of comments, not only from you people, but from other people, that dragons seem to play a positive role in society, in community, in faith, in spirituality, in energy roles, anything else. But dragons are not seen as negative; they're seen as positive, unlike what Eastern European and what a lot of movies, TV, whatever else portrays upon us. Yep. See, I knew she'd come through. Patricia, not angels have wings. Absolutely. They do not. Again, some of them are walkers. They may get here through different ways, but we just don't see them with the wings, or they just don't have wings. But they still have the best abilities to get up and around. Bo, yes, I don't always see colors. I more so see intensities of energy. I have multiple clairs that are difficult to manage sometimes. I hear you on that one. There is lots being released right now, and everyone, muggles included, are experiences. Absolutely. And they are all chalking it up to some form of magic or disbelief, or they're just going to ignore it because they don't want to believe what they are seeing. They're just not ready to face that fact yet. So that is kind of how they're just pushing it along and saying, nope, nothing to see here, boys and girls. You know, kind of like the Pentagon just did when they put out their note saying, nope, there are no aliens, there are no UFOs. We have no record of it at all. It's a big, huge disbelief. And that's how they just kind of shut down the entire normal population by putting that out from the Pentagon. Dustin, brother, how you doing? I am so happy and proud to see what you are doing lately. I'm happy you have made that adjustment, and things are going so well for you, and you are bleeding positivity right now, brother. If anyone does not know this man right here, Dustin Heisey, let me plug Dustin Heisey, left, right, backwards, forward, everywhere else. And I did not mean that to say the way it sounded. But, oh my goodness, you want to talk about a positive, outgoing, fantastic soul right there. That man right there. Oh, and a fantastic mustache, by the way. He has a site. He has a couple of different sites. He's on TikTok. He's on Facebook. He's on YouTube. Go follow him. Go write his name down right now. Go out to his sites when we're done, and like, follow, share. I mean, I'm just telling you right now, you will not be disappointed in what Dustin does. I cannot say enough about him in my program time. So just so you know, Dustin will talk about his story through a lot of places. Yep, it's called Hizzy's Place. He put it down there for people who can't see it in the comments, way down there. It's called Hizzy's Place, HIZZY''S Place, Hizzy's Place. He will talk about how his past was, the fights and the fortitudes he went through to get to where he is today, and he has come out on the other side gangbusters. Just fantastic where he is now. And I couldn't be prouder of you, brother. So welcome to the show. Jason says, I would jump on, but I'm cooking dinner for all the little dragons. I mean, angels. Well, yeah, maybe your dragons are a little evil. We'll call them angels, but with horns. So Nikki throws on there, by the way, Central City is her hometown. Yep, she is born and raised there along with her family. And Rosie says, as you say, religion says dragons are bad, but I believe in the next few years, religion isn't going to be on top anymore or reliable. There is a huge push right now for religion to come back into play. I believe that the world of spiritual is opening up huge right now. It is just opening up the floodgates. But I also believe that, especially Christianity is going to make a big push forward again. But I think the design of Christianity will not look like it has for the past few hundred years. I still think it's going to be Christianity, but I think it's going to be what I would consider Christianity light, to where there's more flex than when the Bible says you must. The 10 Commandments are going to be a recommendation and a guideline, not a requirement, is my belief. And I think that's going to kind of fall with a lot of different things. So Dustin, that's Patty saying, yep, I know, Dustin, getting back in, jumping in, getting myself to jump back in. Fantastic. I love the fact all you're on here. Yeah, I've been out and about. Have I seen the movie Stigmata? I have not. I will tell you honestly that I just am not one of those people, which is really weird with what I do and how I work. I'm not really a big horror or sci-fi or any type of movie like that. I mean, okay, full disclosure, I'm going to say this now. Next week, I have, not next week, but on the 25th of March. So everybody make sure you write this down. This is going to be important. Put it in your calendar. I don't care what you do. On the 25th of March, Andrea Perrin is going to be on my show here with me. If anyone doesn't know who Andrea Perrin was, she was the real life little girl on what the movie The Conjuring was based off of. I was lucky enough to be on her show not too long ago. She invited me on knowing she was going to come onto my show, and she wanted to meet me first before she came onto my show. She just wanted to make sure I had the right energy. I was going to be a good host, all that wonderful stuff. And now we are fantastic friends. But full disclosure, I'd explained to her, I had no idea who she was. Not a lick. Did not know who she was. Erin Bush, who I've had on here a couple of times, is one of my good friends. She said, hey, I can get Andrea on your show for you. I'm actually one of her handlers to get her to set up her schedule. And I went, great. Fantastic. That sounds wonderful. I did not tell Erin. I had no idea who she was. So that happened. And I had not told anybody that all the way up until Andrea, of all things, called me on the phone and said, hey, I want to talk to you before so I can meet you ahead of time and we can talk before you come on my show. Fantastic. And then full disclosure, I told her right there, just so you know, Andrea, I have never watched The Conjuring. I do not know anything about you at all in any way, shape, or form, except you were the little girl in The Conjuring. And she stopped for a second and she said, wow, that is a huge breath of fresh air, because you're coming in just as a person to me. You don't have any expectations of me. You don't have any of that. So it's fantastic that we built that relationship off of me not having any expectations, but she is going to grace my show on the 25th. And that all leads back to the comment that Dustin said, have you ever seen the movie Stigmata? So that was a long story, huh? Just to get to that one point of no. Long story short, no. So that's kind of where it goes. But he is saying in that movie that kind of sums up how he feels about religious. Yeah. Amber, yes, I'm excited too. Now that I know who she is and we have talked, that parental advisory explicit content will have to be up when she's on my show, just so we're full aware. Full disclosure. Yep, that's going to happen. Someone was asking us, Max was asking us if we're going to be able to make it to Edinburgh Manor investigation on Saturday in Iowa. Unfortunately, as Nikki points out, we are not. We were scheduled to go to see everyone and Dustin Perry, who's going to be a guest there, but we are not going to be able to make it. Nikki has chemo on Thursday. Don't think we'll be able to handle a full night investigation and then a couple nights as well. So Nikki's, yes, we have chemo coming up on Thursday. So unfortunately, we had to get a hold of Michelle Roos and Britt and everybody and say, sorry, we can't make it this time. But being the wonderful people they are, Dustin or Max, they gave us a standing invite to anything you guys ever go to again, because they basically considered us family. I am too, Nikki. She says, I'm so sad. Yep, I am too. But she basically said, look, when we go on locations, if you want to go with us, you're part of the team now, just come with us. Standing invite, which is fantastic. Dustin says, the line goes something like this: the kingdom of God is inside you and all around you, not in mansions of wood and stone. Split a piece of wood and I am there. Lift a stone and you will find me. Absolutely. See, and this is now my grandfather. I was raised Pentecostal Christian. So if people don't understand what Pentecostal Christian was, we were there's two different sets of, actually a lot of different sets of Pentecostal Christians, but the two that are really well known are the ones that handled snakes, not us, and the ones who spoke in tongues, us. And it was said that when you speak in tongues, you're speaking the language of God. He's speaking through you. You can't understand the language, but that's what it is. So I grew up Pentecostal Christian, but I stopped going to an actual church when I was early teens. And a lot of it was simply because I had the same belief, Dustin, that why do I have to go to your location to find you and to talk to you and to prove that I am a religious person and that's how I believe in you? So I stopped going. And now I am more open to spirituality. I still call whoever the creator is, whoever you call the creator, I still call the creator God. But like most people, like so many other people, I have the belief that creator God, Buddha, however many you want to call them out, all the different religions, they're all the same person. All that happened was when humanity decided to come along and they wanted people to follow them, they took that one actual belief, that actual truth that came from creator and turned it into something else so they could have human followers so they can make themselves more important. Rather than leaving it as it was and making everything the same, they just said, oh, no, I want to be a leader, so I'm going to go ahead and twist this little bit, just a little bit of a tweak, and now I have my own religion. Because if you go back far enough, a lot of the things seem to be the same across the world when you look at all the different religions. There's always some form of similarities to them all. Even if it's just a minute similarity, there's still a similarity across the world, even before people were really out and about. So, yes, God energy is in everything. Dustin, my relationship with Father, Son, Holy Ghost is between me and them. I don't need a church to nurture that relationship. Absolutely. Bo, yeah, your relationships with the Prime Creator is your own and not meant to be manipulated by anyone else. Absolutely. Rosie, yes, I am an Aries and I am not a follower. Absolutely not. There's a fine line between following and believing. How's that? I'll leave it at that. Patricia says, I was a Mormon for years, still am on paper, but finally went in another direction. Writing a paper. Absolutely. 3rd century Pope Constantine changed the church to suit him. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. That is a perfect way to say that. But even the other religions that are out there around the world, they at one point had that same turn. Why do we not have 13 months? That every single month would be 28 days and even and everything. So everything would be the same Monday would be every single year. The same Friday would be every single. Why did that have to change? Why were there certain months that were taken during a time period? So that's all stuff that we can talk about. But again, that's all Christian religion backgrounds. Amber, I did not skip your question. I just waited to go back to it. What is my connection with giants? Oh my goodness. You had to ask this one, didn't you? I have a huge connection with giants, but I have connection with a handful of different types of giants. Everyone knows about, well, for the new people that are on here, I have a huge connection with elementals, fire, water, earth, air, elementals. Excuse me, and some of them are just holy crap giants. The giants you're talking about, I have ties to giants as well as to the titans. So we're talking the titans that were before the old gods. And that's why the old gods were created, was to take down the titans. My tie to giants goes back pretty far. Why? I don't know. I honestly can't tell you why giants specifically, outside of my Norse background. It's I have a tie to it to my Norse background. And I also have tied to it to my native side. They believed in giants as well. But theirs were more tied more towards the mountain people and towards the earth element giants and stuff like that. So not really sure specifically what it is, but I know that whenever I watch something about dragons, I read something about dragons, I'm asked something about giants, like you just did, it has a huge reaction inside of me. It really makes me go, yep, that is something I'm very much tied to. And all honest truth, why that is, I have not solidified why yet. So that's kind of how that goes. So there you go. Jason, I have to look to see when Friday the 13th is going to be, right? Yeah, right? Whatever. I'm the same way. And normally I realize it's Friday the 13th when it's Friday the 13th, because someone will say, hey, today's Friday the 13th. I'm like, well, son of a bitch. It sure is. So normally that's not too much. Past life, maybe. I know that's what you're feeling it as. That's what you're reading it as. It very well may be. It may tie to my north side that far back. I don't know. I know my life goes back very, very far. When that earth elemental told me that my essence was older than he was, or it was, and it said that it was 15,000 years old, then that tells you how far back my essence was if I was older than it was. Or Little Giants. Great movie, by the way. See, that movie I saw. So yes. Again, I've just been kind of yapping about everything and anything. Where else do you guys want to go? Anywhere else do you guys want to make a turn to and kind of go, hey, oh, Rosie's saying squirrel moments. Squirrel moments. I got nothing for you right now. Let me see what I got. I'm trying to think of what's going on. Oh, I'm getting a new truck. How's that? There's your squirrel moment. Nikki is turning in her lease that it has finally ended. And she had a Mazda CX-9 fully loaded SUV, but she will be taking over my Genesis GV70 fully loaded, beautiful Genesis. Her name is Eve because she's Genesis, so I named her Eve. Yes, there's a tie there. You're welcome. And I will be getting a new Ford F-150 pickup truck. So that's what's coming down the road. And the whole thing is, do I care if it's a Ford, if it's a Chevy? Am I loyal to anything? No. I drove them. I liked the Ford. I liked what it offered. I liked the way it rode. And I liked the deal they gave me. And it's a lease, so I'll be able to decide in 3 years if I want to buy it or not. If not, I'll turn it in and get something else. That's the nice point about leasing. There's pros and cons. That's a pro. So, Eclipse on 4/8. Oh, Kathy, good call. Should we be doing anything special that day? Don't look directly into it. No, just kidding. I would really... If there is something that you are absolutely trying to manifest just something that you've been trying and it just hasn't been connecting, that is the day to do it. On when the eclipse is in full bloom, full glorious show, make sure that you are at that point reaching into the depths that you want and ask for that manifestation to happen. Now, a lot of people say manifestation or manifestations. As long as you're attempting it and you're manifesting it, you're believing it, and you keep going, then it should happen. But why not take advantage of it when it is going to be so open to us on the day that the full solar eclipse happens? So that is a time where you can go ahead and just reach your little heart out and manifest away. It doesn't have to be one thing. You can be trying to manifest numerous things. There is plenty of energy and space that's going to be going around that you're going to have that ability to reach out and manifest it. Now, that could be a starting of a manifestation. That could be something you've been going after for a long time and it just hasn't manifested itself, so it's just going to strengthen it. And then it should help enhance it. And yeah, Amber says agree. Oops, Amber says agree. Manifestation will be prominent during that time. First off, before let's click that button. Hi, Susan. How are you? Welcome. Now I will go all the way down to Susan's comment. It says, new moon is also great for cutting ties and starting fresh. Absolutely. Dustin is also kicking in and saying you should be adding binaural beats while you're working on your manifestations. I have heard that as well. Again, if you're going to listen to binaural beats, the best way to do that is with headphones on. Just be told. Yes, you are correct to a certain point, Sylvie. I've been told that during eclipses, it's best to not do anything relaxed that day because during that day, the energies are too powerful and can be hard to work with. Except for manifestation. Why not take advantage of all that energy that is coming through just to simply manifest? I can understand if you're trying to do other things that is going to take a toll on you, that this may confuse you. But manifestation is manifestation. You can simply sit back and ask for it. Ask for it out loud. If it's too hard to work with, then your manifestation won't come. But there is so much energy that allows this manifestation to start or to push through what you've been trying for, that you might as well take advantage of that energy that is out there. So I will say that manifestation will be your exception to that rule. Sound good? Hi, Missy. How are you? Welcome to the show. Yep, I've been blabbing for almost an hour now. Susan, who is this too? Who dis? Are you asking me? Who are you laughing at? Are you talking to Sylvie? Who are you talking to? Amber, I'll send you a voice message later about the visions that involving Native Americans. Perfect. I appreciate that. That way I can get a chance to listen to it, listen to what you're saying, and I may be able to tie into more of what I was thinking as well. Well, we're at an hour. I can keep going. Oh, Combs? Oh, Combs is fantastic. I'm sure you know who Combs is. Oh, I know why you're saying that. Yeah, Combs. That problem child. I tell you what, he's feeding his angels right now, so he won't come on and talk to me right now. He made up an excuse and said he had stuff going on. I think he's a liar. What, Jason? I didn't mean that out loud. Hold on, I need a drink. Okay, so what have we done? We've done angels, we've done dragons, we've done more angels, we've done visions, we've done manifestation. We've talked about Andrea, who's going to be on my show. Yeah, I realized that after I saw it. After I saw it, I was like, oh, I know who that is. But I kind of covered what I wanted to talk about today. What I was going to talk about today with my guest is she does some of the same, she does a lot of healing work, but she also is a medium as well. So I was going to have her talk about how she kind of uses those two in conjunction with each other, or in concert of each other. But unfortunately, she was she had something else she needed to do, so she couldn't come on. So I went ahead and decided, what the heck, let's go ahead and run an open mic night, which turned out just to be me talking and you asking questions because no one came on to talk with me. So the open mic, I guess, was closed. But I will do this again. I had a lot of fun doing this. I'm normally a little hesitant to come on my own. I don't know why. I guess I still have that hesitation that sometimes I just don't know what I'm going to be talking about, or I don't plan a lot of things. And everyone that knows me, in my real life, in my work life, in my normal life, I plan a bit. When it comes to the show, oh my goodness, this is squirrel moment after squirrel moment when this happens. It is so informal. It is so, it is just so unplanned. I know the person coming on, I know the time coming on, and that's about it. So that's kind of how that runs when I'm on my show. So when I'm on my own, it kind of runs the same way, except for the fact that I really wanted to talk about Angels and Dragons, so I did. That is not a video game for people who came in late. That is actually something you're going to want to come back to and talk about. Yeah, Dustin, I know. I saw that. You're solo all the time. It's kind of weird. I'm not used to just blah, blah, blahing. Antarctica. What would you like to know about Antarctica? Are we talking about the fact that Iran has claimed Antarctica? They're going to try to go pull all the minerals out of Antarctica? Or what do you want to know about Antarctica? Are you going to want to know about Antarctica, that it may be an actual location where a lot of the aliens, or there has been a belief that a lot of alien actually live down in Antarctica, which is why it's so cold, because they protect it that way so no one else will go down there, so they can come and go freely as they try to work through our planet and work around our planet. So I kind of have a lot of that stuff I can talk about. Stupid me, I seem to know a little bit about everything, just enough to be dangerous. Patricia, I will get in touch with you to talk about you coming on the show again at a later date. What kind of alien was in Florida? I'm not 100% sure. Was it an alien? They tried to say they debunked it. I have my own personal thoughts on that one. And that may be discussion later, because I do have someone later on I'm actually going to bring on who is a ufologist, which is an actual real word. Who knew? So that'll be something I'll talk about. Yeah, and it is, Rosie, absolutely. It is a great title for a movie, Angels and Dragons. Well, why not? They did Angels and Demons, so they can do Angels and Dragons. Jenny, you're doing a lot of yeses, so I'm not quite sure if you're saying yes to everything I'm talking about, because I've talked about quite a bit. Lots of talk about the Earth's core changing its rotation. That's kind of a standard. I knew what you meant. See, I didn't have to go down to your correction. I can actually read those words, surprisingly enough. I live with a wife who talks when she's yawning, so I've learned how to interpret those words. So reading your gibberish like this, when you're trying to put a word together and actually know what you were saying, it comes pretty easily. So yes, Nikki's going to get on here and say, hey, I know. So the interstellar galactic trading. Again, I think I'm going to save that one for when I have my ufologist. And you're talking Pleiadians right there. I do want to bring on someone who is very knowledgeable about star seeds. I have a handful of people that I have a couple in particular that are very good about talking star seeds, originations, what they do, what they hold, where people are from. A lot of people will also talk about, she will also, if I can get the one I'm thinking of, she actually does starseed readings for you and lets you, if you reach out to her, and will let you know what starseeds you are from in the past. I know that my soul origination is from a certain starseed, but I have DNA ties or other types of ties to about 5 or 6 other ones. So I am not just from one starseed. I'm from numerous starseeds, as most of us are. I can talk on that subject too, but I will see if I can bring someone on for that and then we will go down that road. Yes, we are all star seeds. Absolutely, Jenny. I 100% agree with that. We are all star seeds from somewhere. This planet is just a fun place we are currently holding a spot at. Before this body dissipates, we become energy to go somewhere else. Absolutely. Yes, Patricia, it will be interesting, but yes, I will be also reaching back out to you to have you on, because there's a lot of new people who have not heard you. So that'll be great. Have we been traded? Like the Raiders just traded my running back? Is that what you're afraid of? Are you afraid that you're going to be traded to another team? Because I'm really sore about that right now. Yes, my Raiders traded away Josh Jacobs. A little bitter because he's going to the Green Bay Packers, who I'm not a fan of, who one of my coworkers likes a lot. So, have we been traded? That's a good question. Again, stuff I'm going to have my ufologist or my starseed expert come on and talk about. I can talk, but I am not the expert. I know enough about this to be dangerous, but not enough about it to be an expert. So that's what we go. Oh, sorry, Max. Didn't mean to break it to you that way. Yep, just in case you didn't know, we lost Josh Jacobs, and he ended up going to Green Bay. And yes, my wife is saying that the fact that I can understand that crazy talk is called yawnies. When she yawns and I understand it, I have named it yawnies. So that's how I can understand it. Dustin, thanks, brother. If you're not here, or if you're still here, thank you. I appreciate you for coming on and hanging out. I think this is a good place to wrap it up. Again, hold on. Let me throw this up there really quick, so I haven't put it up all night. If you want to find me, here is my wonderful information. I have made it easy for everybody because it has to be easy for me, so I just know where to go to one spot. Facebook, facebook.com/stuff-I-never-learned. Twitch is twitch.tv/stuff-I-never-learned. YouTube is youtube.com/stuff-I-never-learned. And if you really want to find me on Insta, I'm at instagram.com/stuff-I-never-learned. Ta-da! And my Gmail, of course, is stuffineverlearned@gmail.com. So if there's anything you would like to talk about, if there was anything you are looking for information about after the show, and you just don't want to talk about it out loud or anything else, so you, in the middle of the week, you get a wild hair up your butt, you're like, hey, I got a question. Tom would be a great person to ask. Send me the message, all right? Appreciate it, Jason. Much love, folks. I'm glad you all came on. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I had a fantastic time with you all. Thank you for being here. Again, you are all my family. Remember, next week I do not have a show. Thank you, Jenny. But in 2 weeks, because I'm doing my shows every 2 weeks, on the 25th of March, I will have on Andrea Perrin, who was the original child from The Conjuring. She will be here, and we will probably talk everything from paranormal to, she's also very big in UFO stuff. And I know she really wants to talk about that. So she will probably be coming on to talk about that. And just make sure you come back to visit her, because she is phenomenal. I love her to death. But again, if you need me, reach out. All the information is there. You can reach me on any of those platforms. I get notifications about them all the time. And I will do my best to answer everything and anything I can't. Guess what? If I can't answer it, I can find someone who can. So we have that going for us. Other than that, have a great evening. Have a safe couple of weeks. And I will see you all in 2 weeks. Much love. Take care.